I just never thought in a million years that I would be like sharing a kiss on screen with Adam Sandler.
Everyone is talking about Kanye West's new girlfriend, Julia Fox. While we all know Kanye's story and his recent split from Kim Kardashian, who is the new woman he's attached himself to? Julia Fox is an incredible actress and a controversial visual artist, having painted pieces with her own blood. This bombshell beauty is the first woman Kanye has been consistently seen with post-Kim breakup, and you can already start to see the Kanye-ification of her style, exactly as he did with Kim. His habit of controlling the women in his life to an insane degree has not been broken with Julia, and it's a little eerie to see him try and transform her into another Kim Kardashian. On this episode of Where Are They Now, we're covering Julia Fox. In the next episode, I'd love to hear from you guys. Please comment down below who you'd like to see featured. And don't forget to hit that like button for more content. Let's get into it, shall we? Julia Fox was born in Milan, Italy, before moving to New York City at the age of 6 to be with her father. She worked several jobs, including at a shoe store, ice cream store, and a pastry shop. As a teen, she was very rebellious, getting arrested for shoplifting at high-end stores. When asked about her childhood, she describes her poverty as being a main source of anxiety with, quote, "You're seeing this really extravagant display of wealth and you're trying to look like it, but you have to do it by stealing." When she was as young as 13, she'd wear the stolen clothes and sneak out of her dad's apartment building by climbing the fire escape to go clubbing. Julia Fox sadly grew up way too early, being involved in inappropriate relationships for money before she even graduated high school. Julia Fox has always been a bit wild though. Even as an adult, her performances have continued to shock and excite those around her. In 2017, she held an art show entitled R.I.P. Julia Fox, featuring images she painted from her own blood. I wanted the show to be as authentic and personal as possible. I extracted the blood with a and used the to paint on the silk. I chose the silk because it's so feminine in that it is delicate, but at the same time it's so strong and hard to tear through. Unlike the typical path for actors, Julia didn't get started in film at an early age, instead only becoming involved in 2017 when she began working on the phenomenal film Uncut Gems. Her involvement started when she began DMing and interacting with the film's directors, the Safdie brothers, on Instagram. While they were writing the initial script for the movie, her influence on the characters, particularly the one she would later play, helped the brothers form their story. Her own character is even based loosely on Fox's own life, particularly when she was involved with shadier relationships with men who were powerful for the wrong reasons. It was the first movie she's ever been in, and she has since been involved in a handful of gigs, but Uncut Gems is what propelled her to stardom and led her to become involved in the kind of social spheres where one particular famous rap artist may possibly be. Wink wink. In 2018, Julia was even married to a private pilot. She remained married to him until their separation in 2020. She was pregnant at the time and gave birth to their son in February 2021. Julia seems to have a troubled history with picking bad men because her relationship with her ex-husband turned pretty sour extremely quickly and extremely publicly. She blasted him on an Instagram story with a photo of his face and the caption, "Have you seen this deadbeat dad? He can be found at most clubs. Please remind him that he has a child to take care of. Oh, and if you can chill with him knowing he's a deadbeat," words I can't say, "Dad, you are not my friend and I will call you out too. I just don't want my son messed up because he feels like his dad was absent or loved partying more than him." She then goes on to talk about how he abandoned both her and her son, leaving her to raise him alone while paying all the bills. Her ex, meanwhile, refuted the claims with a statement basically saying that he didn't want to make their matters public and hoped she would be better. Julia later apologized for her actions, expressing regret over how public she decided to make her issues, hoping that her son would go on to have a good relationship with his father. She said, quote, "I wanted to scare him into being a better dad, but I went about it the wrong way. My son's dad loves his son more than anything in the world. He just has some issues that I shouldn't have made public." So what's Julia up to lately? Well, her newfound association with Kanye West seems to be making her a bigger name than ever. Amid his separation from Kim Kardashian, Julia met the rapper at a New Year's bash only a few weeks ago. The two have since been super close, and Julia even wrote a piece for Interview magazine about their budding romance. Quote, "His energy is fun to be around. He had me and my friends laughing, dancing, and smiling all night." The two have even posted on social media about each other, being no strangers to PDA, which, of course, the paparazzi eats right up. While I love Julia Fox and genuinely think both her art and her work is super cool, I do kind of smell a rat in this whole relationship. I think there's a few suspicions to be aware of with this romance. First is that Kanye is still reportedly actively pursuing his ex Kim while he's with Julia. Him and Fox Fox are coincidentally appearing at all the parties that the Kardashians are attending. He heard reports of Kim and her new beau, Pete Davidson, vacationing in the Dominican Republic, and apparently Kanye caught wind of this and talked about showing up to their vacation before Kim secretly changed the destination to the Bahamas. This is all in the face of recent news that Kanye reportedly bought a house just up the street from the Kardashian in the Hidden Hills. It seems that on the surface, Kanye's relationship with Julia may just be a ploy to get Kim jealous, especially when you look at the second piece of evidence, which is that Julia is starting to dress like Kim. In her own article I mentioned above, Julia romantically speaks about how on her second date with West, he, quote, had an entire hotel suite full of clothes for her to choose from. While this may outwardly seem romantic, if one analyzes how Julia dressed before meeting Kanye, namely in colorful, less form-fitting clothes, to how she dresses now, it's pretty obvious to see what Kanye is doing. He's making her look like Kim, accentuating her hips and slim waist. He's dressing her in the same way he dresses Kim, something she admits he did throughout their marriage. West's micromanagement of the appearances of his partners means not only does he get to control the narrative of how they're perceived, but he also gets to control his own image and who he is associating with. She even matches Kanye on their dates sometimes. A few days ago, she went on a dinner date with Kanye where they were both sporting gray denim and seemed to fit very well together. I must admit, this may not seem like much of a big deal from the outside. I mean, she looks fantastic, but I just think it may be a ploy to get Kim's attention as he morphs this relatively unknown, on the brink of being a celebrity woman, into someone who could potentially become as big as a Kardashian under Kanye's guidance. I think it may be extremely interesting to see how this relationship forms over 2022, and I predict that it will propel Fox into mega stardom, if it hasn't already. Her personal life will become much more interesting to celeb watchers in the coming months, and I think her style will continue to evolve into one that mimics Kanye and mirrors Kim. If the fact that Kanye bought a house right across the street from Kim isn't the most Gatsby-esque thing to happen in 2022, I don't know what is. I just hope that Julia is in on this extremely obvious PR stunt of a relationship. Although, given how smart I know she is, I'm sure she knows exactly what she's doing. Do you think it's a sham, or do you think their new budding romance is genuine? Let us know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Where Are They Now? I've been your host, Sierra, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more content. See you next time.